Class here, going to do a war recap for a change. So, participating in a ranged war attempt against, we were going to shoot for FPC Canada as members of FPC Midwest. This is a scrim clan where we meet up to scrim other regional FPC clans, currently trying to pull off a FPC World Cup tournament. So, we've ended up not matching Canada and drew Kronos, which is a high-level war clan that does a lot of arranged wars, a lot of heavy wars. So you can see we did not win. One interesting note is that their team had two Town Hall 9s not show up for war, not in the clan anymore after the bans rolled out this week. So Sparky and George W. Cush did not participate in the war, suspected to believe they were banned for third-party mod software. So that's one interesting note. But even being down 2 attackers, they still beat us by 6 stars. So hats off to them on a good war. I'm sure they didn't know about those people, but that's happened in a lot of clans. So not pointing any fingers here. Just kind of highlighting that the bans were real this week. So yeah, look at the war stats quick. You know, they used almost all their attacks except for the 2, besides the 2 that were missing. And they just out 3-starred us in the end. So kudos to them. They did better at pretty much every level, Town Hall 9, 10, and 11. So check out a few of the attacks. Our only Town Hall 10 on 10 triple was from No Fear 24. So he's bringing on, I don't know if you'd call this a mass miner or a bowler miner attack. He's starting off with a queen walk, baby drag the funnel. You know, basically trying to set the funnel for half that base with the queen walk. Notice some air bombs on the outside of this. You're starting to see a lot more of that now that air bombs are hitting healers, as you just saw there. So that's making queen walks a little more risky, a little more challenging. He's got to use a rage spell pretty quick, dropping a golem in here to keep this going here. Working now, clearing the side of the pace. Jump spell in, maybe trying to get to that inferno or lure that CC so they can take that out. So you got minions and a dragon coming out of there. Hopefully the poison and the queen can take those out, but I think they did quite a number on the bowlers here. So it's definitely a boner attack because he had CC bowlers, but those bowlers didn't last long against those minions and dragons. So, and then you can see more air bombs taking out the healers. So I don't think this went quite as well as planned. He's got a few bowlers working with the king down the other side, and now the miners are coming in from kind of that 5, 6 o'clock. So there's not a whole lot to see. As you know, in the latest update, the miners were actually, movement speed was reduced, which we believe that Supercell thought that was a nerf, but it may actually be a bit of a buff, as now they're underground longer, not being shot, and potentially in heal spells and rage spells longer. So we'll see as this goes, whether this ends up being more of a nerf or a buff, and whether miners are more OP or less OP going forward. So you can see he's working here. As you know, lost a lot of bowlers in the core, but this seems to be going okay. The queen does get down that Tesla, which was key before she finally dies to this wizard tower here. But now he's got some bowlers, a king, miners, and now he's got back-end loons. So we'll kind of speed this up. As you can see, he's kind of got this base. But this is a good illustration how you know, he started with a whole bunch of healers, and now he's got one left barely at the end of the raid, and it's almost dead. So a little more challenging using healers, a little more risky, something to keep in mind as you're going forward here. All right, so we'll show our top 9 on 9 3-star. I believe this was a fresh hit by Goo. He's bringing a Penta. We'll start this up here. He's basically, it's kind of a slow opener here, but he's basically bringing in Suicide Heroes to get 1 AD and the CC. And then I think he's hopefully getting a few other air defenses down like the wizard towers as well. But so he does get the minions, that AD down. And I think anything else he can get on top of that is kind of a bonus. Dropping one wizard back there to get that hut so it doesn't cause a problem in cleanup. And then that high level max queen is going to take down 2 wizard towers as well. So that limits the exposure for the balloons. And in come the hounds and the balloons. So he drops 2 on the first one, I think 1 on the second air defense, and then 2 more, including a max CC hound on that last one. So basically 5 hounds for 3 air defenses, and then even air expos. And then he used no spells on his kill squad, so he's got all kinds of rage and haste and heal for the rest of this raid. So he's healing his loons through that Tesla farm. And then the other neat thing here is that he is basically relying on the pups to take out this max queen rather than worrying about that with his kill squad. So that's one unique thing about his raid here. He's raging those pups. Obviously that queen's not shooting at the loons there. She's actually shooting at that lava pup that you can't quite see. And when that bursts, that ends up being her demise along with the other pup that's trailing. So we'll speed this up. All the threats are down. It's just cleanup. So you got about 30 seconds of pups and loons clearing up the trash on this building, and a great hit by Goo. Nice job. We needed more of those. Alright, I'm going to show another top Town Hall 9. I believe this was a fresh hit as well. Majortron bringing the, I guess what most people call a stoned HoBo. So a 3 golem entry, bowlers in the CC, and surgical hogs. He does bring 1 loon to take the free mortar, which does 2 things. Gets rid of a defense that he doesn't have to worry about with his hogs. Pretty good value for 5 camp spaces, but also takes that out. Less likely that his golems will wander if the the wall breaker fails or something like that, so they can eventually beat through the wall versus working their way down the side of that base if the wall breaker doesn't work. So just a little extra insurance on his funnel, and lets his whiz do a little more work down there. Heroes coming in, bowlers coming in. The whole point of this is to take out the core and distract a whole bunch of defenses and push all the way to the enemy queen, as that queen has to go down for a hog raid to be successful. So with that jump spell in place, and that golem CC down, he's just got, and that's why you bring so much tanking in 3 golems, is so you can make your way through a large amount of the base to get to that queen. And now once that queen goes down, you should see some hogs starting to come in from the bottom there, trickling in. Probably about 3 hogs per defense. Most of them are still shooting at the heroes, bowlers, and golem. And so there's a whole lot, they're really not taking much damage. He does have 1 heal spell that he can use. Queen still up, Barb King still up, so he's looking pretty good here. There's a giant bomb, but they make it into this heal spell before they hit the next giant bomb. But because they're spread out and he had a heal, they make it. So defense is down. There is a troll Tesla, but because he had so many hogs up, ended up not being a factor. Obviously if he didn't have any hogs, that probably would have been a 99% 2-star there. So great job to Majortron. And we'll show one more video here. Show you my one 3-star. The other one didn't go so well, but I attacked my mirror here early in the war with a dual walk, bowler queen walk. So I drop a minion here and get a mortar, so that's a pretty good value. I'll get that mortar and that pump to help set the funnel on that side. I did bring 2 minions just in case there was an air bomb there. That's something you can't bank on 1 baby dragon or 1 minion for funneling, because you never know with air bombs you're going to be on the outside to try to get walkers or healers. Sorry, must be almost Walking Dead season. So I didn't do a great job with my poison. Had to use my queen's ability, which was a little undesirable that early in the raid. Get the rest of the lure with another hog. Maybe I should have just brought 2 hogs in to start with. Luckily, the queen holds on here. This could have been the end of my raid, so thankful for my 25 level queen. If she was much lower, I don't think she would have held on. Now the bowlers are coming in to start, bringing out the other side of this funnel. And my goal here is to bring the queen, the bowlers, and the Velks all into the same spot and rush the center of this base. So my hero comes in. He's going to jump over and save my queen from almost getting killed by that Barb King. And then a rage spell is going to just bring the Velks, the bowlers, and everybody right on top of that queen and into the core. Lost a few bowlers to a spring trap. More bombs on the healers, but they're keeping the Velks up and everything up as I move into the core with the jump spell. Got a whole bunch of the base here with that jump spell. Dropping in a few wizards now, a few hogs to start supporting and clearing those flanks. Unfortunately, those Velks decided to beat through the outside of the base versus working towards those defenses, which was not quite ideal. My queen is helping out, but now she's under fire, and the healers have moved over to the king and the Velk. So my queen is not much for life here, and she's going to go down. But luckily, I got a whole bunch of Velks at pretty much full strength, so we're in good shape here. And one bowler. So they're going to work through these walls. And it does almost go the wire, but I think I got the base with 4 or 5 seconds. And it wouldn't have been so close if I would have probably dropped that whiz that I forgot to drop, or if these troops all would have bait on the same wall instead of different sections to get to this archer tower. But 3 stars, a 3-star. So that was the war. If you're interested in joining a regional clan, check us out at FPC Midwest.